It was about time to do a video update on my rat rod build-off bike, the TransMIG-RaT. And here she is sitting in the stand. Yesterday we got the top tube and the straight bar welded in from the Schwinn DX bike that was a donor for those two parts. We're having a bit of discussion online about the stub that I left on the frame, and I'm going to reveal a little bit about what that's about today in a couple of minutes. For right now, I have a seat from one of my former builds, the Old Man's Hawthorne. Just wanted to get on it yesterday after I got it put together and see how it feels. It feels really good. I'm very long and lanky, so I need to get my seat back a little bit farther. So I have a post coming from Chop Shop Customs. Chad is a member of RRB and makes some great stuff. So he's making a custom post that'll put my seat more back about here for the center, which should be great positioning for me. I switched out the bars a little bit. I had some newer bars in there in the early shots. These are a pair I found in my stash here in the back 40, and they've got a nice older looking stem as well that I really like. So for right now, I think I'm going to go this route. I'm likely going to get some replacement grips. Some of you haven't used them before. The Thompson grips are awesome. Ian Thompson on our site here. If it's free, it's for me is his moniker. You can get them from him. So the fork on here is original equipment, and it did not have any struts. And my buddy Chad T pointed out to me that it might be cool to put some struts on there. So I did. I have used this method before, creating some fake Springer fork for my one-liner build in 2011, and it's basically just some hollow steel tubing with battery cable connectors on the ends, and they're perfect. You can get them in two sizes, 3/8 or 1/2 inch for the whole size. And Mark Ruffin and I are listening to jazz this afternoon out here in the back 40. Anyway, the struts worked out really good. I'm very pleased with them, and that's going to be a good solid ride. It's much improved. I can tell just by hanging on to them. It is a Hiawatha. I haven't run the serial numbers yet, but I'm guessing by the looks of it, early 50s, probably late 40s maybe. It was a originally a 1-inch pitch. Skip tooth is another name for that style of crank. I am going with the 3/32 crank, and I will be removing the big ring and just going with this 36 tooth ring, because I'm going to incorporate the rare and not often seen Shimano Nexus 4-speed hub. So that came off of another build that I did in a muscle bike build-off called the Foregone Conclusion. Little play on the words for. But I don't ride that bike a ton. It's a big boy muscle bike, and I just might have more use for it as a single speed. So what I did is I unlaced this wheel, which came with this just coaster brake single cog hub, and I'm now trying out the black spokes that came with this wheel originally, because I want to go black and maybe try to color the silver matte on the hub itself. But I have a strong suspicion initially here that these are just a little bit too long. Now there's an old Norwegian saying that goes, translated, it says, you can do something about the sausage that's too long. Unfortunately, my bike mechanic friends and I know that you have to cut off all of the thread, which is about 10 millimeters of length, and I'm less than that away. I think I'm about half of that away, so we'll see what happens here. Anyway, we are finally starting to get spring here in the back 40. This is the back door, and we step outside, and we had some rain earlier this week, and the sun came out then, and it doesn't take long for those trees to start to bud, and really almost overnight, a couple of days time, we're starting to look like spring here. Well, this is OddJob signing off from the back 40. Hope you're having a good one.